Hi, welcome to Switch the Light On. I'm your host, Jacob Kaleba. On this episode, I'm joined by Ndate Patrick Masitela Pandliwe, the traffic officer of Bloemfontein, Mangaung. Ndate City, we all know how challenging your work can be. So how do you balance, or how do you juggle between work and family responsibilities?
Firstly, let me like to take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me to come to your studio and have an interview with me. You are so fortunate that you are having me here because I've turned many of them are aside. But in short, I would say I've got a good, loving wife who is, I would call her the pillar of my strength. Because when you look at my history from where I started, she has been with me through difficult times up until today. So when you are living like that as partners, more especially me and her, we are born again Christians. So we are sharing one thing in common. We understand one another. Yes, there will be some difficulties, there will be some problems there and some hiccups there. But when someone is on your side, in simple terms, they will call it, it's your shoulder where you cry on.
Cry on, yes.
So by saying that, it means I'm always having that passion to do what I'm supposed to do in my workplace and as a father in the house, because most of the time we spend 90% of our time at work,
Yes.
and 10% at home. But it's not a problem because communication plays a key role in this, because I've got three kids.
Okay.
The first one is 12 years, but then I've got twins of 5 years.
Oh, nice.
And now, like I say, if you have one thing in common, you understand each other very well, because most of the time I will have to assist in preparing the kids for the school. Some of the days when I'm starting late at work, I will have to pick them up and drop them at school and go and fetch them. If she has commitments, we will always communicate with her. So that makes our daily routine very easy for us, you understand?
No, it seems like you've got a very busy schedule on your plate. But the other thing I just want to know is, being a law enforcement traffic police, I know that it's very demanding. And for me just to know, what inspired you to take on this career? You could have taken on any career, but what inspired you to want to become a law enforcement officer as in the traffic department?
It's very interesting question that you're asking me, because I think every career that you choose, you are chosen for it. Without love, you will never go anywhere. Without passion, without determination and dedication, you will never go anywhere. It's way back, because I'm now 24 years in this profession. Way back when I was still at the primary, when I traveled to school or walked to school, you will always see this man in brown uniform sitting under the tree, sitting under the bridge, you understand, wearing a nice reflective jacket and driving a nice, beautiful car. Then you will think, hey, that is the kind of the job that I'm having. More especially when you've even come across an accident, because what inspired me to be a traffic officer is when I saw that many of our people are dying on our roads
Yes.
because of lawlessness, of people who didn't want to comply with the road traffic rules and regulations. And I said, while I was still in the primary, I said, one day, I want to see myself wearing that beautiful uniform so that I can come and change the mentality and the attitude of the road users so that the pedestrians and other motorists must always be safe.
True that.
Then when I finished my matric, it was in 1988, I started working at Pick and Pay as a petrol attendant, then promoted to be a store manager. Then from there, it was in 1989 till 1994. No, till 1998. Because in 1996, I was invited as a young and upcoming referee to the trials where they were held in Bloemfontein. And there was a course that was being running by that for that matter.
Sorry, the referee as the soccer referee.
Yeah, as a soccer referee.
Okay.
Yes, and fortunately, I managed to pass the course, and as I was one of the top students, then I was selected to go and represent the province in Devon.
Okay.
In the workshop that was run by the late Ndate Musehle, who was the former assessors of the referees. Then whilst I was busy working and Pick and Pay as a referee, also sharing my responsibilities as a worker and also traveling all over. You know, if you're a referee, you travel all over the world. Yes. Then in 1996, I was promoted to a PSL as an assistant referee.
So you actually a professional referee?
I'm a professional referee because I used to referee for Dr. Kumalos, McFace.
Oh, really?
Brendan Augustine, you name them.
Wow.
For most of them, yes.
Okay.
I was having the love of soccer at heart.
Okay.
Because I can play, but my love was in refereeing.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm.
So while still working in Pick and Pay in 1999, I then resigned from Pick and Pay and concentrated in referee. Because now the stage was demanding, because now you find that some days you will be in Bloemfontein on Monday, same Monday evening you travel, you have to go to Venda or Limpopo and you have to catch the flight. You sleep over in Joburg, then the next morning you drive over to Limpopo, you come back Tuesday. Then my late father then invited me. He was working at Transnet for about 34 years. Now you remember Transnet in those days when your father is working there, when he retires. He's about to retire, he will take his sons and put him in the place. Then I was there as a apprentice.
That's in Transnet now.
Transnet, yes. Okay. In 1990, it was 1999. Whilst I was still a referee. Then I passed the interview and I was appointed as an intern, apprentice tenor machinist.
Mm-hmm.
Then, unfortunately, things didn't go well there because my love was with soccer.
Soccer, yes.
Then I said to myself, okay, let me push these 2 years and see how far can I go, because we have to do 3 phases in order for you to qualify to be a qualified artisan.
Okay.
Then it clashes with the school clashes with my schedule of referee, because most of the time you find that I'm only once in Bloemfontein. The rest of the week I'm traveling all over the provinces. But to say that I soldier on with refereeing up until 2004.
Okay.
Then and I left Transnet in 2001 because of the busy schedule of refereeing. Then 2001, 2004, I went to be a taxi driver. till the end of 2004. The beginning of 2005, after I've made several attempts of application for this job as a traffic officer, it was 10 down, 10 down, 10 down, fortunately. But I was keeping on praying that one day I want to see myself being a referee and a traffic officer.
Yes.
Yes. And fortunately, because I'm a believer, my prayer were answered. When it was answered, I was called and said, hey, Mona, on this day, you must avail yourself for an interview at the traffic department at this time. And I availed myself and I passed the interview. Then I was appointed as a student, as a trainee traffic officer.
Yes.
In 2004. Then carry on with the course up until, because it was we did all the things in 3 months.
So that time I missed you working as...
I was still referring as the referee. But now we then decided that, hey, let me choose the career that will last me forever, because soccer will never...
It's not a forever.
Yeah, it will never last you forever because of age and all that sort. Then immediately when I finished, I was appointed on December 2005 as a qualified traffic officer. It was on the 12th of December. Then I passed out, then I got the uniform. In my mind, I couldn't believe that when I passed the course, because you think that when you see this person wearing a brown uniform, driving a nice car, it's just, he goes there and get the uniform and get the car and the firearm and all those.
Not knowing the process.
Not knowing that to be a traffic officer is a difficult job. You have to study hard. Because in fact, it's the same like, it's a diploma of traffic is the same like of teaching. Because it's a 4-year course. But remember us, we did it in 3 months because of those regime days. They wanted to...
The way things were structured.
Yes. Then, after being appointed, it was on the 12th of December when he passed out. On the 18th, I think on the 17th of December, it's when that now you are taken out on the field to go and experience.
Yeah, practice in the real life.
Yeah, and feel what is this job? How does it, what does it entail, and what those challenges that you're having. I remember we're having these new cars, Golf 5s, the blue ones, when they arrived.
The fast ones.
Yeah, that one is the fastest car. I was with the late Mr. Tapelo Siyemo. He was my mentor by that time.
At that time, okay.
Then we went out. I was in uniform. I was very proud, and confident.
You're living your dream. You're living your dream at that time.
At last, my prayer has been answered now.
Yes.
Let me do this. But always praying that, Lord, always carry me through wherever I'm going, because you have chosen this job for me.
Exactly.
Protect me wherever I go. Then on the same date, on the 19th, we received a call that is an accident on the R30, that is the road between Brantford and towards Brantford and Belcom.
Okay.
It's about 40 kilos from here.
Yeah, okay.
When he arrived there, it was our first day on the road, seeing that carnage where the truck collided with a LMV where it was a mess. You couldn't even identify whether this person is a woman or he's a man or whatever. It was like a mincemeat. Then I say, but this job. But why did I choose this career?
Now you doubt.
Yeah, now I'm starting to doubt myself. But I said, but let me give it a try. Let me go. And because I have prayed for this job, let me go and do my best. You can't believe what I say. For the first day, I slept on the road.
That very same day?
Same day, from 2 o'clock till the next day, 6 o'clock, on the road, clearing the scene, controlling traffic and all those things, helping these other people. I say, hey, but this job is dangerous. We carry on, working as normal. And remember, they couldn't give us the cars to drive because we're still new from the college. Now we have to be mentored and told and taught how to maneuver, how to drive on the road, how to patrol. You understand?
Exactly.
Because they like to use this word in Africa, because remember we did the course in Africa, and they'll say to you, you will accompany this person. So these guys, because they are
mentally
they were channeled to Africans. They say, you just aliman vergesel.
Okay.
Yeah, you are going to accompany this guy who's going to be next to you. He will teach you everything.
Okay.
When you go out of the vehicle, you feel yourself that, hey, let me go and then do my best.
My job, yes.
Then we went on until after 6 months we were taken to the college.
Yes.
To go and complete the other courses. That is remember, traffic is divided in categories.
Also, it's not one. To me, when I see that uniform, I think you're all the same.
No, we are traffic officers by profession, but there are different divisions in traffic.
Okay.
And there are different courses that you must have to attend.
All right.
Then we went to go and attend the examiner of driving licenses, because you must know how to examine people in order for them to obtain a driving license.
Correct.
You must know how to examine vehicles to check whether they are
roadworthy or not.
Know how to test the bikes. You understand? All those things. It's a course on its own. It's demanding. Then you must know how to do speed, how to stop a vehicle traveling at 240 kilometers per hour, and all those things. How to do the calibrations. You were taught all those things. Up until you get yourself now ready to be able to work alone without any supervision. But fortunately, when we arrived in traffic, we had very loving and caring, let me say, old employees who were having the love of traffic at heart.
Yes.
And they gave us traffic in our hands. They say, Muna, I'm old, I will be leaving soon here. I want you to take over from where we left off.
That's nice.
You understand? Now, that in itself, it motivates you. You understand? And now, they will start giving you the routes that way you have to travel, N1s, the R30s, and all those things. And you know what is funny about traffic? You can move from here to Kronstadt. Every point has its own name where you're stopping. And no one will tell you about the road, or what is the name of that place and whatever. But you'll hear them when they start communicating with the senior supervisors and all those things.
Okay, sorry, before you go any further, I want to understand a little bit that. You say when you travel on N1, there are points where you need to stop.
Yes.
So
those certain
points.
Certain points, they will say, you'll be moving from here, say from the Ultra City going up.
Yes.
So for 20 or for 20 kilos, that will be on the Glen Bridge. From 20 kilos from Glen Bridge, about 8 kilos or 10 kilos, will be at Olivia Farm. There's a farm there.
Yes.
Yes. Then from there, you will be at Bloemfontein. From there, we will deport all. We make mention of them.
Yes.
And you'll be having places like North America, same way going to the south. Okay.
Yes.
Now you know exactly what the supervisors ask you.
He's asking you to.
Where's your location? You say, I'm in North America.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows exactly where you are.
So those are the terms that you use.
Easier
to identify there you standing.
That's
interesting.
That's what makes the traffic very interesting.
Interesting, yes.
Yeah. Now, those that I'm saying, no one will ever give you the list of the names of all the routes, points that but automatically
you learn them.
You learn them as it comes in, you understand? Then in itself, it motivates us. Now, in short, these people that they used to call them PPIs. PPIs, it means the principal provincial inspector. The one above, again, is according to the ranks.
So you work under those people.
Yes. Then when you as a trainee, you work under the supervision of the SPI, Senior Provincial Inspector, and a PPI that will report to the chief to control to whoever.
Okay,
you understand? And fortunately, we had the gentleman by the name of Mutabi Oba.
Mm.
When we arrive in traffic, I would say he played a big role in what I am today, including the retired and the Walim Zuli.
Okay.
You understand? He will talk to you very harsh in a nice way, but showing you the exact what you should do when you are in that situation.
Mm.
I remember it was in about December, January, February. We had a team that we used to call we call it those ones when they go out.
They like pass out, coming out.
No, when you go out on the road,
Okay.
you know that everything comes to a stop. Whether you are a criminal, whatever, anything. Though we learn all those tactics about all those type of crimes being committed on the N1s with the vehicles and all those things, you understand? And we, at night, about 10 o'clock midnight in the evening, on this side of the N1, between Tierport Police Station, we stopped this suspicious minibus pulling a trailer coming from the south going that way. When we stopped it, but we thought, hey, why is this guy so shivering? And
Now you pick up, okay, sorry to disturb you. There's so many cars passing there. There's so many, but how do you pick up that this car, there's something suspicious about it? Because of the speed, or how do you just stop? Because to ask you that, I've seen that there's so many cars passing, but you just choose, you let this car pass, you stop that one. How do you manage to pick up that?
Like I'm saying, if we have the love of it and the passion,
yes,
your instincts will always tells you, leave this one, let it pass. There is a car that is having problems. Then you will stop that one.
Okay.
But now, in myself now, I'm saying, I will say, I was fortunate that God has granted me with wisdom.
It's like a calling.
Yes, He's granted me with wisdom and knowledge.
Yes.
That I must be able to see things that other people don't see. You understand? I will leave all the cars to pass, and I'll say, number 10, I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to find 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll definitely do that and find it. You understand? After stopping this suspicious trailer, when we open up the trailer, we find inside a lot of loose cables.
Okay.
Cables. We say, hey, man. Yeah, that's why this man was so suspicious, was so shivering and all this stuff. They're shaking. Then we called the police. And the police came. When they arrived there, they find that, no, the cable was stolen somewhere. It belongs to ESCOM.
It's in York.
Yes, it was in York. Then the guy was arrested. And ESCOM was very happy. Said, hey, this is the first time to us, it's a success.
Yes.
Because we are still new from the college. We now going to learn the court procedures, how to open up the docket, follow up, whatever, up until into court, you understand? Then he went up until the guy was sentenced. The guy was found guilty. Then we carry on with our work. I think it was in 2009 when now I acquired an EC driving license. Remember, licenses are categorized.
Yes.
Then I acquired an EC and an A license.
Okay.
Of which I have to be now a qualified examiner.
All right.
But I need those licenses in order for me to be able to.
Although you still need to have that same license. That
is okay. You cannot. How are you going to tell someone if you have a code B? Remember, you're classified as grades.
Yes.
Yeah. When you're having a code B, they will classify you as a grade D.
All right.
When you're giving a code C1, and a B, and an A, they will classify as a grade B.
Okay.
But when you're having EC and A, you are classified as a grade A officer. It means you can do everything.
So tell me, is it that advantageous for someone who wants to join the traffic officer law enforcement to have, before you even join, if you have that type of grades in the licenses, is it advantageous for someone who joins the, or do you have to redo it when you go there?
I would say it makes your life easier.
Okay.
Because you don't have any pressure. You understand? Because now, remember, when you are given a specific time in order for you to acquire those specific licenses. Yes. When you're having them, it's easy for you.
Straightforward.
Then you go straight into the course. The 6 weeks course, you do it, then you go. From there, when you go out, you come and test, and you understand? Then you'll be perfect. Carry on working till 2012. We now formed a unit that was called the Speed Unit.
Okay.
We were calling ourselves the Red Ants.
Red Ants, I've heard about that name.
We were traveling the whole of Free State.
Okay.
By that time, we were still having. We bought when the late Mr. Kumpela arrived.
Okay.
He bought us the STs and the Golf 6.
Ford STs.
Yes, and the Ford STs I think they were 15. They were mounted with MVR, moving violation recorders.
All right.
The one that catches speed while the vehicle is in motion.
Okay.
Then there will be this one of the Pirellis, a 4-way. You will be standing. Then in 2016, I was fortunate to be appointed as a manager.
All right.
As a principal provincial inspector, heading the Speed Unit.
Exactly.
The whole Free State.
Wow.
You understand? Because I was having my boys in all the...
And deploying them now.
All the regions.
All right.
Then we used to work as a team. When we say we are going to hit entry from Pumalanga border to KZN border, we'll have all those 15 STs in between. We'll having probably a 4.
Wow.
You understand? We worked marvelous and we won most cases. We won most cases of the speed because we will be interacting with lawyers, we're interacting with the NPA, you understand, in order for us to assist us.
Yes.
For the process to be run smoothly in court. I said, because once your statement is tied, there's no loophole in it.
Exactly.
There's no need for you to appear in court. And like I'm saying, it seems as if I was born for this job. Because I will tell you that I'm the most traffic officer who went in court than any other officer who are even 40 years in traffic.
Wow. Okay, this is very interesting. And sitting here, I'm actually learning a lot. One thing that I don't know if you've noticed something. You said you were first a referee, and then you went into as a traffic officer. But have you picked up something here that these two jobs, actually it's almost the same thing?
Yes.
Because in soccer, you need to keep order and you need to make sure that the players are doing things according to the rules of soccer. And also on the road, it's the same thing. You are there to keep order so that there is peace in whatever is happening.
Yeah, they are like hand in.
Yeah, they are.
Because now, when you are in the refereeing, you manage.
You manage, yes.
You manage. When you are in here, you also manage.
So manage.
You understand? So it makes your job much easier in order for you to interact with people. You understand?
So true.
So, that, like I'm saying, but passion and the love
is everything.
It's everything against all odds.
Yeah. Now tell me, being a traffic officer, I know you've spoken about the passion. I know how much you feel about it, and you believe that it's really a calling. God called you to do this. And to the way you explain everything, I agree and I believe it. But they always say that you can admire the house from the roof, but you don't know what's happening inside. Being a traffic officer, what is the biggest challenge that you have experienced? And how did you overcome it? Because remember, working with people, I believe that people cannot be tamed. You can tame a lot of things, but people are just difficult to tame. So what is the biggest challenge? Being in love with a job, what is the biggest challenge that you've ever faced being a traffic officer?
Like I'm saying, to be a traffic officer demands a lot. Discipline must be there. Dedication must be there. Determination must be there. What matters most people will start hearing about your name from somewhere, and they will want to prove a point, or say, hey, I've heard about this one, I'll show you who I am and all the stuff. They will start being negative towards you.
They don't even know you.
Without even knowing you. Then you say, hey, that man stopped me one day and he gave me a fine, what. But realistically speaking, you were at fault, because when I asked you to produce your driving license, you don't produce.
Have it, yes.
It's not me
who's wrong,
who have created or put the laws in place.
Exactly.
I'm just enforcing what is in place.
Exactly.
You understand? Hence, when you know that book that we are using, when I issue the fine, the section that we call it, that book, that when we have it in your hands and you stop someone, immediately you stop someone. People don't know that immediately when I stop you, you are under arrest. Immediately when I stop you, you are under arrest.
Okay.
Up until I finish interviewing you, if I have to issue a traffic fine, I issue a traffic fine of which there's a specific date for payment,
or to appear in
court. Date to appear in court.
Correct.
And you will sign for it, and I will release you. That is a written notice to appear in court. I will release you on warning to appear in court on a specific date. If you get that, but once I stop you, you are right. Yes. Up until I give you a bail, a free bail to go appear before the court on a specific date. So people they don't know about that.
I didn't understand that either.
You understand? Hence, you have to comply with that. Then people will be telling you about like exactly what happened today. The other guy was caught. Then he say, come and threaten us out, rights and all those things. I said, you know what? Once you do that, and we give you this notice to sign, you refuse to sign. The same that you're talking about, you are denying yourself the right.
Exactly.
You understand? Your rights are now limited because you're free to sign or you're supposed to sign. It's not that when you sign, you admit that you are guilty. You said there's no admission of guilt. You just signed that this man indeed have issued a traffic fine to me and explained to me in details the contents of the notice. You understand? Then the attitude, Englishmen always say your attitude will determine your altitude.
That's correct.
You understand? So once you start being aggressive, arrogant, and all those stuff, now you are provoking the traffic officer.
Exactly.
You know what kills the traffic as a flat? It will, when you have done wrong,
apologize, acknowledge.
Sorry, I've done wrong.
Yes.
Even if I was about to do anything to you, by merely showing that remorse, I'm really
a genuine.
Yes. I'm really ashamed for what I did.
That's correct.
Yeah. Then you'll say, okay, must stop doing that in future.
Yes, but that's why you are there. As people, we've taken it wrongly that you're only there to arrest people. You are there to protect. And if someone really, you find that this is a genuine mistake, you can release them and say, don't do this again. Because I think it's just the right thing to do. The other thing I want to ask, like you said, there are people that because they've heard your name, now they just want to prove a point that I'll show him what I can do, or I show him who I am. And tell me, being a traffic officer, are there temptations on the road that sometimes you find yourself into that you have to be very strong and have it as a calling in order to resist? Do you guys experience any temptations?
This job is a very difficult job. There are lots of temptations, even including in females. If your mind is narrowed, you can't think out of the box, you will find yourself in big trouble. You understand? Because I can say the technology nowadays is more advanced than previous.
That's correct.
You understand? You will find people offering you 500 rand. Let me take the cold drink. You understand? There are some instances when I was still on the highways where people will come and just leave the cold drink there and goes. You
Just like that.
Yeah, just leave it there and goes. You understand? Say, this is a Coke. And it goes. Physical, not like a Coke. Like water, or even put the water there. This man is standing there. The others, they think they are doing, they eat out of love. Or but the others should see it as a bribe or whatever, you understand?
Yes.
They don't have the spirit of Ubuntu.
Exactly.
You understand? But once you know your integrity,
exactly,
you will never compromise your integrity.
No, I agree.
You will never compromise your integrity, because now I believe that you can love to hate me for what I'm doing. That is my principle.
Yes.
Wrong is wrong. It's not negotiated by right.
That's good.
Whether you hate me, whether you love me, the story goes on.
Wow. That's very interesting. Now coming to our city, Mangaung, I've seen cars being impounded. I had a cousin of mine one day who called me. He said, I can't find my car. I parked my car there and I can't find where it's gone. And with such kind of people, because you know what you're doing your job. If one parks at the area where he's not supposed to park, what do you expect? You are working against the law. So for me, what advice? Because other people will look at the job that you are doing as the traffic officers of Bloemfontein like you are being against them. But the only thing that you're doing is that you're actually enforcing the law so that the people begin to know what is right and what is wrong. What advice can you give to the motorists out there that have been doing this thing, and when they find their car is not there, then they think you are being against them? What advice can you give to the people of our city, Bloemfontein?
You know, most of the people here will like, they say they like to test the water. How deep is the water? The water stand. They will be saying there are no parkings in Mangaung. There's no. We got a lot of malls. We got a lot of parkings in Mangaung, around Mangaung, in the CBDs. You know what frustrates me is these people who want to park here and move into the same shop that you want to go in. You understand? You cannot walk about 10 to 15 minutes or 15 minutes walk to the place where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
So you'll say, let me take chance and park anyway. And you remember, Mangaung is no more the same as it used to be previously.
What do you mean by that?
Where you will find people walking right in the middle of the road and went to the bank or in the ATM and withdraw money. You see people stopping next to each other and just
don't care about the
people who are coming from behind.
Exactly.
You understand? I mean, the act is straightforward. It says at any given stage, you're not supposed to stop or park your motor vehicle in contravention of road traffic signs.
That's correct.
You understand? Because we as human, we have different mentality. Some people will think while the vehicle is standing there or stopped, they'll say that vehicle is still in motion. Then the accident happens.
Exactly.
Or someone, when they just park there, if a pedestrian will just cross over in front of the vehicle, then he didn't hit, he died. You understand? But if you can learn to respect the rules of the law, because remember, you know, what surprises me is when you go and apply for a driving license,
yes,
as a learner, before you pass, you do the pre-trip inspection, all those things,
yes,
you comply with the rules of the road.
That's correct.
You know, you're tested on to comply with it. But once you got a driving license,
you're above the law now.
I am above the law. I can do whatever I do. I'm experienced. There is no experience in driving. You can have 100 years or 50 years. Every day when you get into the vehicle, you learn a new thing.
Exactly.
Every day you learn a new thing. And it's very, very, very difficult to say to you, you got 100 years experience of driving and whatever. Within a split of a second, anything can happen.
That's so true.
And you cost someone's life because of I know too much or because of negligence. You understand? Hence, when you are involved in an accident or you bump someone, court, we are going to consider all those factors. You understand? That is this man reasonable? Was this man aware that by doing so, his action is going to cost him for someone to lose his life? That's that. But now the problem is our people will say, yeah, I've heard about you. I've given Tate traffic fine yesterday for parking illegally. Without even knowing what is that. He will tell you Now I'm going to park there, I'll show you. You'll never take my car. But it's simple. I instruct you, I ask you to, I will take your car.
Exactly.
If you don't want to, I will force you.
That's why they do
by
that.
force. I'll take it by force because I'm covered by the law.
Exactly.
Then I'll take your vehicle and put it there. Then you have to go to court. And the court will call me if there's a problem, if there's something that they want to hear, because there's no way that the court can just cancel the traffic fine without talking to the person who issued the traffic fine. They must hear both sides of the story. You understand? So that it must be fair. It must be fair enough. Yes, you can write 20 tickets, but you can never win them all.
Exactly.
There will be there and there where there are some mistakes.
Yes.
You understand? Then the court will do it. You must acknowledge.
That's
because you are learning. You know that, hey, yesterday I've done this and I was not supposed to do that.
Yes.
But because the court has rectified me and now I understand that this is the way to go. You understand? So my advice will be just take it easy, obey the traffic rules.
That's it.
Comply with the traffic signs. That's it. You will never find yourself on the bad side of the traffic officers.
That's so true. The last question that I would love to ask, the work that you're doing, and I salute you because it's not an easy job. You are working with people. And the people sometimes who just want to show you, like you said, they just want to say, me, I'll show him what I'm capable of doing. It's a job that you are enforcing the law to those people out there who doesn't want to obey the law. But tell me, has this career, being a traffic officer, has it ever imposed any danger to your family or your children to the point whereby people see the way you are working and instead of dealing with you or communicate with you, then it affects the family, maybe put the family in danger or speak badly to the family or insult your family? Have you ever experienced anything like that?
Like I'm saying that it's fortunate that God has granted me or given me an understanding and a supportive wife. I've gone through the worst in traffic. You understand? Because there are instances where I was not supposed to be living at this time, where I was attacked by someone with a knife and all the stuff. But not knowing that I have to defend myself.
Definitely.
I have to defend myself because there was no way that I can let myself die because of that, you understand? But I have to defend myself. But hence I'm saying I'm always praying when I go out. I'm led by the Holy Spirit. I will ask Holy Spirit to lead me, to guide me, to show me something that are hidden that I don't know. You understand? And it will reveal.
Exactly.
Every time when I'm sitting there, it reveals everything to me. Hey, watch, this is danger. You understand? On my wife's side, because she's a police woman.
She's also
police. She's a police.
Wow.
We both wear uniform. She will be attacked left and right, all over by her colleagues. You understand? She will be all this thing will be coming to her. But like I'm saying, it's a strong woman. She's not shaken. You understand? She will just take it as a woman, as a mother, because they say, what is the mother? It's always the knife on the other sharp edge.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand?
To protect.
Yeah.
They have got that.
But when she comes home, she will cry. You understand? So, hey, this type of job is always giving me this and this. And people are talking that and that and that and that. You understand?
It's not easy.
Yeah. The same like me. I have to support her.
Exactly.
Because when he goes out, you find out, hey, the policemen are being killed outside and all over. You understand? I have to support her. I have to support her with everything. You'll be attacked from all different corners of life. But like I'm saying, we are fortunate that we are
united.
Blessed. We are blessed to be united with her for a common purpose. You understand?
Yeah.
I see this as a blessing to me.
It is
to have such a lovely and caring and understanding wife who supports me through thick and thin. You understand? There's never be a single day where I will say I'm down, I don't feel like going to work. When I go out and go and execute or perform my duties, I perform them to my utmost level best, so that the people that I'm supervising, I'll tell them, you know what, when you do something, do it wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
You'll be noticed somewhere, somehow. You understand? Then you learning from me. You'll learn from me, hey, come on, my boss like this. And let me put my foot down also.
Yes.
And let's go.
Exactly.
People will respect you.
It's a teamwork.
They will respect you. You understand? You go out, you find that the streets are closed all over here. You call my name, they disappear.
Because they know.
Yeah, they know. I don't negotiate. Wrong is wrong. Either you comply or you suffer the consequences. You understand?
That's what it's supposed to be.
It makes my job easier because once the name is mentioned, I'm not proud that my name is mentioned all over. Even the small kids on the street, everybody knows me.
I think you should be proud of it.
Everybody, even in Cape Town, the whole South Africa, they'll be telling you, hey, there's a man there in
Free State.
Yes. Then you go to Bloom. We don't want to experience a situation that where your bags will be impounded and all the stuff. But without putting pride in front of me, I would say I'm blessed.
Yes.
I'm blessed to have even a supportive manager. And my
superior.
My superior. You understand? Is a woman. She's very supportive. She's doing everything in her power to support us and protect us. Like Friday, we were working with her. She was there. She was supporting us. You understand? Taking punch like a woman.
Yes.
And it motivates you, as I say, Malay. You know, my boss likes me and he's supporting me. Let me do my best. My best.
Exactly.
So that people must know, or hey, when that man is there and his team, there's a difference. And I would say without any, I'm very proud.
You should
I'm
be
very proud because I execute without any fear or favor, whether you put names on me, whether you do what. But when I put my foot down, I say stop. Stop.
And you're just following the law.
Stop is a stop.
That's it.
Stop is a stop. In instances, you'll find people open up the case against you. You've assaulted them and you have abused them and all the stuff. But like I'm saying, when you stop someone, the attitude is the one that leads you.
It determines the way how far it's gonna be.
Yes, how far it's gonna be.
Yes.
You understand? Because now you wanted to prove to you that he's better than you. In other ways, you are nothing to him. But once you say, go, you go.
Wow. Okay. I said lastly, but this I'm sure is the last question. You know, in our city, Mangaung, I'm sure there is still things that you think should be improved on, especially when it comes to the traffic laws. And the other thing is, like, one thing I've noticed, you find that around now these days, you find that trucks now, they stop on cabs. Cabs are being destroyed, everything. They stop wherever they want to stop. And that is been, I've seen it myself in our city, you understand? Because people are not following the laws. They think they can do whatever they want to do. So what is it that you feel that you are looking at so that our city can improve in terms of traffic laws, so that we can avoid all these pedestrians being hit by cars? And also because remember, like these trucks that stops in the middle of the pavement? The island. Yeah. They stop in the island, which means they obstruct the view of the drivers, wherever they're coming from. And it's happening, especially during the weekend. So what things do you think we should improve on in our city? Because it's not only you improving on it. The people, the community must also work with you hand in hand in order to try and improve the traffic laws in our city. What is it that you are looking at, and what do you think as the people of Mangaung or Free State we should improve on?
You know, I would say, fortunately, we are having the managers. My boss is the person who understands, and they are busy implementing something that will change the traffic fraternity within the Mangaung city. Because remember, according to the Act, a heavy motor vehicle is not allowed in a urban area on a specific time and or whatever, you understand? Yeah. But these people, they will say, we're traveling on the N1s, we want to go to the malls and buy food. They can't stop at a truck stop and take the meter taxi there, travel to the Now they will come in and damage the infrastructure.
Everything, exactly.
When they damage the infrastructure is now where the bylaws comes in on the municipality. Now we have to impound the vehicle. You must go and pay for it because of negligence, you cause the place to be damaged. You will be bumping find that the truck cannot turn. It will have to turn and hit the rubble.
Yes.
The cab is
Cabs
broken.
are out.
The callboards are broken. You understand? So it's all those things, but there are measures that are in place that will be put very soon in order for us to reduce this problem that we're having of these trucks that are coming into the city. We can't say the truck must not come in the city because truck is the mode of transport.
Exactly.
Transport the goods to different outlets where they will be delivering the goods. You understand? So that you can live. But sooner or later, it will be the thing of the past. You will learn to respect Mangaung. You will learn to respect Free State as a whole, like you are doing in Cape Town. We all over in other provinces. Why can't Mangaung
be like that?
Lead and take the lead, and those people must come and copy
exactly
what we are doing, what is right. You understand? Then we will say, I will never rest up until I see the place is where I want it to be.
Exactly.
So that when my kids or my grandchildren, or even when I'm on pension, when they ask me that, hey, there was a certain old man called City who was there, who has been there, what contribution did you bring? What I said, what have you contributed into?
Yes.
I cannot let traffic die in my face and say to me, I will rescue traffic once it's in the thing.
Exactly.
I have to rescue it now so that I must be an example and lead the generation that is coming from behind, that everybody want to be. They cannot be me, but they can copy
and learn
from me. You understand? That will make them to be better traffic officers. Then the motorists and whoever is using the road will be free to see to it. Hey, at least we are going somewhere. The dignity of this badge
must be uplifted.
When they see you, they must salute you. They must embrace you whilst you are still alive and say, hey, you know that man brought life in a place where there was death.
Yes.
Or he bring light where there was darkness. Like I'm saying, I'm fortunate that I'm having my head of the department. We understand each other very well, and we are sharing the same sentiments, as well as my MMC. We are sharing the same sentiment that we want to see traffic moving in a right direction, despite the fact that there are some problems that we are facing, you understand? But I'll be happy in future when I come and sit here. I'll be having people that are working with me, around me,
definitely
interacting with them, telling them their honest opinion about the way I've taught them, the way we are communicating, the way we are working. Then in those ways, we will win the battle.
Yes.
Because you don't win a battle without going to the field.
Yeah, you have to be in the field.
Yeah, the battle is won in the field.
In the field, yeah.
The battle is won in the field, not by talking.
Exactly.
Go there and taste.
Exactly.
Then you feel that I'll put my foot down here.
That is City. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And to our listeners out there, we appreciate that you're following this episode, and we look forward to see you next time. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.